This Sunday night, it's Chargers, it's Patriots, it's the Wild Card playoff round, and it's time to dive deep into a preview and predict the winner. This is Locked On Patriots.
You are Locked On Patriots, your daily New England Patriots podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's happening? I am your host, Nick Cattles, born and raised in New England, been covering the Pats for the past 16 years. Also the co-host of the Greg Bedard Patriots podcast with, you guessed it, Nick Cattles, and a sports radio veteran. Welcome to Locked On Patriots, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, now the #1 sports podcast network, your team every day. And as a reminder, we're going to go live on Sunday night following Chargers Patriots on YouTube. Catch us then as well. On today's show, though, we got to do a deep dive preview. We give you the name of a Patriots X Factor on Sunday night before predicting the final score. Also, find out how the Pats defense can get the best of this Chargers offense. But first, Drake Maye versus LA's defense is all about strength versus strength. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Before tip-off, check the FanDuel app and see what's dropping during NBA Happy Hour every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern. LA's defense is impressive. They've got tons of talent. They have a very talented pass rush. They have linebackers that are fast and play downhill. They have a safety in Derwin James, who is a fantastic chess piece, a la Kyle Hamilton from Baltimore. And their defensive secondary is more than capable of playing good coverage. So what will the Patriots do? What will Drake Maye do? Let's start with the quarterback. Let's start with this Drake Maye versus Jesse Minter matchup. Jesse Minter is the defensive coordinator of the Chargers. And what Jesse Minter likes to do is he likes to change the looks, pre-snap, post-snap. He likes to disguise his coverages. And so Drake Maye has to be ready for that. I think he will be. But it's going to be a challenge. Now, when I talk about strength versus strength, the Chargers, they deploy zone coverage at the 5th highest rate in the NFL. They play zone coverage more than 80% of the time. Now, here's the thing. They play a ton of zone coverage, and Drake Maye has been fantastic against zone coverage. He is first in EPA per dropback against zone. He is first in passer rating against zone. Stefon Diggs has made this season a personal attack on zone coverage. Stefon Diggs is fantastic finding the soft spots in zone coverage. So the Chargers love playing zone. Drake Maye loves playing against zone. Strength versus strength. Greg Bedard wrote at BSJ this week that the Chargers, they play in 2 shells, so 2 high safeties, at the 8th highest rate in the NFL from weeks 14 through 17. So over the final month of the season, before that Broncos game where they sat starters, over the final month of the season, the Chargers played a lot of zone and they played a lot of 2 high safety. Again, that's something that Drake Maye has seen and he has played well against. He has seen a ton of 2 shell safety work this football season. And when you look at what Drake Maye does, the strength is not just against zone coverage, right? One of the superpowers of Drake Maye and one of the superpowers of this offense this season has been the deep ball. And there's an opportunity for the Patriots to take advantage of the Chargers defense and secondary by throwing the football deep. Evan Lazar wrote at Patriots.com, the Pats have produced a 20-yard pass play on 13.6% of Drake Maye's dropbacks. That's number 1 in the NFL. Meanwhile, Bill Barnwell of ESPN wrote that Drake Maye is number 1 in total QBR on deep passes. Now, why is that a big deal? And why can the Patriots take advantage of the Chargers defense? Well, the Chargers versus short and intermediate passes are a top 5 defense. But when you look at what they do against deep passes, they're a middle of the pack defense. Bill Barnwell wrote they're 16th in EPA per play against deep passes. Evan Lazar points out that Cam Hart, defensive back of the Chargers, he has allowed a 45.5% catch rate on deep targets. So when you throw the football deep against Cam Hart, you pretty much, for all intents and purposes, have a 50-50 shot of completing that pass. You'll take that every day of the week and twice on Sunday. See what I did? So you attack them deep and you attack Cam Hart deep. Now, the Chargers are going to get their top cornerback, Dante Jackson, back. He's expected to play. But I expect the Patriots to test this Chargers defense deep, and I expect them to be capable of completing at least one, if not two, maybe even three of those deep passes. And when you talk about big plays in playoff games, that could change the entire demeanor of the game. And it can certainly change your postseason trajectory. So Drake Maye against zone, Drake Maye attacking the Chargers zone with deep passes, and especially trying to attack Cam Hart. Something else we got to talk about, Patriots offense versus Chargers defense. The pass protection. The pass protection has to be great. This pass rush is really difficult from the Chargers. You could look at Tuli Tuipulotu. He has 70 pressures, and he lines up against right tackle and left tackle. You've got to know where he's going to be, and you've got to have your protection plan set. Khalil Mack, he's an oldie but a goodie. He still has some juice left. Odafe Owe, who was traded from the Ravens to the Chargers this season. He is 10th in pass rush win rate. As a matter of fact, the Chargers are one of only 13 teams in the league that have 40-plus sacks on the season. They can get after it. And Jesse Minter, again, the defensive coordinator, he will load up on third down. He'll get aggressive on third down. Now, the pass protection, here's the good news for the Patriots. Ben Baldwin posted this week, the Patriots, they finished 6th in the NFL in composite pass protection ratings. When you look at 3 different metrics, the Patriots were ranked 6th overall in pass protection. Unbelievable from a team that was always 30th to like 32nd in 2024. Evan Lazar notes that, you look at the Chargers, they have the 4th highest unblocked rusher rate, 9.2%. Again, those are the games they're going to play up front. Those are the pre-snap, post-snap disguises that they run. All these different elements. You'll see a free rusher way too often when you're playing against the Chargers. The Patriots cannot allow that to happen. You can't allow guys to have free runs against Drake Maye all night long. That'll be a disaster. Now, the Chargers are 14th in pressure rate. They're 18th in time to pressure, but they've been better this past month. One of my biggest questions is, how much will the Chargers actually blitz? They don't blitz a ton. They're 30th in the NFL in blitz rate. And Drake Maye is the best quarterback when you look at QBR versus the blitz. So the Chargers don't blitz a ton. Drake Maye is great against the blitz. How aggressive will Jesse Minter be? Let's note that Jesse Minter got very aggressive after C.J. Stroud of the Houston Texans a couple of weeks ago came out and not only threw 1 deep touchdown pass, but 2 deep touchdown passes right out of the gates. So if Drake Maye does find the deep ball and the Patriots offense gets aggressive early, don't be shocked if Jesse Minter responds by getting more aggressive with the Chargers defense. Final thing I want to talk about regarding the Patriots offense against the LA defense. The Patriots and their heavy run personnel. They need to win up front with this heavy personnel, with this jumbo personnel, the 6 offensive linemen. Josh McDaniels has been leaning into this since the bye week. Going 6 offensive line against Miami, 17 snaps according to Evan Lazar. And they were very successful in doing so. I mentioned this during the crossover. Taylor Kyles of CLNS had this note. Rhamondre Stevenson leads the NFL with 7.8 yards per carry since week 13. Travion Henderson is 8th at 5.7 yards per carry. When you're looking at those jumbo sets, man, they're working. Drake Maye said to the media this week that those jumbo sets also set up the play action because you get bigger defenders on the field. You go with 6 offensive linemen, the defense gets big, and you respond by throwing against the bigger defenders and using a lot of play action. And if you were wondering, according to Evan Lazar, the LA Chargers are 23rd in the NFL against duo runs, which again, you're thinking duo downhill. Duo is double teaming guys, double teaming dudes going downhill, 6 offensive linemen. The Chargers 23rd in the league against duo runs. and they're 21st in EPA against play action. So you can see this game plan. You can see this game plan. Running downhill, duo, jumbo sets for the run game. That sets up your play action. Your play action sets you up to throw the ball deep down the seams and take some deep shots while also attacking the zone with Stefon Diggs. That, I think, is the recipe. Protect your quarterback. Run downhill, run duo, play your big personnel in those jumbo sets, get those big defenders on the field, and start chucking it with the play action. Patriots will have opportunities. Chargers defense, again, very, very good, very talented, but there will be opportunities on Sunday night. And all you need is a couple of big plays, and you can win this football game. All right, the path to a victory would be made easier if the Pats can prove they can do something they haven't done mostly all year. That's up next. This is Locked On Patriots, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. What if sports were traded like markets? Now you can put your sports IQ to work in real time with Robinhood Prediction Markets. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. You can buy or sell your positions live all game long. Use your sports knowledge in the moments that matter. Robinhood Prediction Markets changes the game. It's people moving the action. So when momentum shifts, you can move with it. I always knew the game, but never had a dynamic way to apply that knowledge. Now I can actually take part live in a market powered by people. You're no longer just a spectator. Play by play, you decide. Trade every play with Robinhood, now available across the U.S. Download the Robinhood app now to begin. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm. You already live your team every day. Now take it up a level and go ad-free. Join the Everydayer Club today. Get Locked On Patriots, no interruptions, members-only Discord access, and more. All for just $5 a month or $50 for the year. Go to lockedonpatriots.supercast.com or check the link in the show notes to learn more. Also, if you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to click that thumbs up. Give us a like, always helps us. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to throw your comments in. I always want to know what your prediction is for the upcoming game. And of course, that means Sunday night. What do you think happens? So don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Justin Herbert has been awesome this year, especially considering the circumstances. His offensive line has been trash. He's been injured with a fractured non-throwing hand. His left hand been fractured since, I think it was like week 13 he got hurt. He's got a big arm. Justin Herbert is very athletic. He's actually number 2 in rushing yards at the quarterback position this season, so he can absolutely kill you with his legs, extending plays, scramble plays, sprinkling a designed run. Justin Herbert is a handful. Now, of course, a lot of people I know have been looking at Justin Herbert in the postseason. He's 0-2. And he has completed only 52% of his passes, has 2 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Now, a lot of that, it's a small sample size. He's played 2 games. A lot of that is that Houston game. I mean, it was just all 4 of those interceptions was against Houston in last year's playoffs. But they were not all on him. And you can listen to the Greg Bedard Patriots podcast that he and I recorded earlier on Thursday, and he will break down that Texans game and tell you why that game wasn't all on Justin Herbert. But he has certainly not been the same level of quarterback in the postseason as he has been in the regular season, no matter what the reasons are. He has not been the same guy. So defensively, what do you do here? The most critical aspect of this matchup, Patriots defense against the Chargers offense, is getting home on Justin Herbert with 4 pass rushers. Getting to the quarterback without having to rush anybody extra. Bill Barnwell wrote at ESPN that this Chargers offense was 26th in EPA per play without Joe Alt. As soon as Joe Alt went down, this offense crashed. It crashed and it burned for the most part. Now, they began the season without Rashawn Slater, their left tackle, He got hurt. Joe Alt moved to the left tackle. Joe Alt got hurt. So your 2 starting tackles, gonzo, done. Now, left tackle Jamari Sawyer is practicing. He's expected to play, according to offensive coordinator Greg Roman. Their center, Bradley Bozeman, is also practicing. That will help, but it won't solve all the problems. There's still not a good offensive line. Can Harold Landry give the rush some juice after sitting out the last couple of weeks? Reading comments from Mike Smith, outside linebackers coach, pass rush specialist for the Patriots, he talked about Harold Landry and said he's running around at practice. Looks like a different guy. Now, of course, maybe that's trying to set up the Chargers. I'll have to see it to believe it. But Harold Landry took a couple of weeks off. There's no doubt that was in preparation for the playoffs. And if Harold Landry looks like the Harold Landry from the first month of the season, that will help you out significantly in this matchup. The Chargers, when I say their offensive line stinks, I mean their offensive line stinks out loud. They are 32nd. Last time I checked, there are 32 teams in the league. They're 32nd in pass block win rate, 21st in time to pressure. I'll bring up Ben Baldwin's composite pass pro ratings again. Guess where LA is? They're 32nd. We're talking all-time bad. Nobody this season, no offensive line has been close to as bad as the Chargers has been. And that's because, again, of the injuries at tackle. And their interior offensive line also has not been very good. So you've got to get home. Justin Herbert, number 2 in QBR against the blitz. Remember, Drake Maye's number 1. Right behind Drake Maye, QBR versus the blitz, is Justin Herbert at number 2. Now, the Pats don't blitz a ton. Their blitz rate is 19th in the league. When you look at Justin Herbert, what's interesting is he is great against the blitz, but he's not great against pressure. Justin Herbert is 18th in EPA, according to Evan Lazar. He's 18th in EPA against pressure. So when you can get to him with 4 pass rushers, he is not nearly as effective as he is against the blitz or when you're not getting pressure. Now, of course, the case of, whether or not a quarterback plays great when you get 4-man pass rush, that's across the board. Pretty much every quarterback struggles more when you can get a 4-man pass rush. I don't need to go back to 2007 for all of us to understand that. But again, Herbert, he drops down to 18th in EPA when you get pressure on him by only sending 4. Justin Herbert has also fumbled the football 5 times since his injury. And according to Next Gen Stats, Christian Barmore and Milton Williams, when you look at the highest pressure rate among defensive tackles this season, Christian Barmore was number 2. Milton Williams was number 3. So Harold Landry, Caleb Chason, if they've got some juice on the edge against those backup tackles, Milton Williams, Christian Barmore on the inside creating pressure. If you can get pressure from those 4 guys consistently on Sunday night, it is going to be a very long night for Justin Herbert and a very long night for this Chargers offense. One more thing, the Chargers struggle big time against disguised blitzes and stunts. So look for Zach Core, look for this Patriots defense to throw a lot of stunts and a lot of, disguised blitzes. Some creepers, some simulated pressure. Offensive line for LA has had a tough time with that. Los Angeles is wide receivers. The Chargers, you got Quentin Johnston, Ladd McConkey, Keenan Allen, Trey Harris. I wonder if the Patriots are going to play man coverage. I'm sure they'll play some of it, but how much will they play man coverage? They played 23% man coverage against Miami last weekend. They have the ability to do it even more. We've talked about it all season. With Christian Gonzalez, Carlton Davis, and Marcus Jones, you have the capability of a defense to play man coverage. You could play Marcus Jones against Ladd McConkey. You can play Carlton Davis against Keenan Allen. You can play Christian Gonzalez against Quentin Johnston or Trey Harris, whoever is in the game at the time. Now, NFL Ref Stats on Twitter, a great follow, mentioned on Twitter that Ron Torbert, who's going to be the head official, the head referee on Sunday night, is a let-him-play referee. His crew is last in the NFL in calling defensive pass interference. So Carlton Davis, who's handsy and aggressive and physical, this might be the perfect officiating crew for him to do some great work on the outside. From weeks 14 to 17, according to Greg Bedard, the Chargers wide receivers were 28th in the NFL in target separation. They don't get guys that separate consistently. You have corners that can cover them man to man. You want to make sure you can get home with a 4-man pass rush. You can do different things in the second level if you do that. I just feel like the Patriots, if they play more man coverage on Sunday night, they might be the perfect type of secondary to limit those receivers of the Chargers and slow down Justin Herbert. Could be. Finally, can the Chargers run the football? They're 20th in rush DVOA, and that's with Justin Herbert and his ability to run. Again, the offensive line's bad. They're 31st in the league in run block win rate. The Patriots, of course, they're getting Robert Spillane back this week. Milton Williams is already back. Kyrie's Tonga did not practice 2 days in a row. He's probably going to be out. But that's what you're looking for. This Patriots defense against the Chargers offense. Can you get 4 pass rushers home consistently? How much man coverage are you going to play? And can you limit LA's run game? It hasn't necessarily been great this year. If you can accomplish those 3 things, the Chargers will have a difficult time moving the football and finishing drives. Important notes in a score prediction next. This is Locked On Patriots, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. The wild card round is here, and FanDuel is officially in playoff mode. Every game day during the NFL playoffs, FanDuel is giving customers even more ways to get in on the action. Because right now, every NFL playoff game day, FanDuel users get a profit boost pack waiting for them inside the app. Each game day, you'll see a pack loaded with multiple profit boosts so you can apply the bets you like the most. Open your profit boost pack first thing on game day and see what boosts you want to apply. The boosts let you lean into your game day instincts, whether you're backing momentum, defense, quarterback play, or coaching. The boosts give you more juice on the bets you already like instead of forcing you to bet something new. Every play feels bigger, and the boosts make your bets feel that way too. You make your picks, then apply your profit boosts to go after even bigger payouts while the playoffs get rolling. So visit FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL, and grab your profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. Let's be real. Managing your finances can feel overwhelming between subscriptions you forgot about, bills that keep going up, and trying to figure out where all your money actually goes each month. It's easy to feel like you're losing control. And who has time to track every transaction or hunt down hidden fees? That's where Rocket Money comes in, the personal finance app that helps you take control. It finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. You'll be shocked when Rocket Money shows you were paying for a subscription you completely forgot about, and it'll save you money. Rocket Money even consolidates your checking, savings, loans, and investments into a single dashboard so you can get a clear view of your entire financial picture. Let Rocket Money help you reach your financial goals faster. Join at rocketmoney.com/lockedon. That's rocketmoney.com/lockedon. I'll tell you one more time. Write it down. rocketmoney.com/lockedon. Don't forget, we're going live. We're going live on Sunday night following Chargers Patriots. Join us on YouTube. Should be a lot of fun, hopefully. All right, some other important aspects of this game in my prediction. Number one, weather. 26 degrees with some wind gusts. Now, the Chargers actually played a very, very cold weather game against Kansas City in Week 15. It was sub-zero temps. And when you look at what the Chargers offense did against the Chiefs in Week 15, again, KC's defense better than the Patriots defense, but the Chargers won the game 16-13, so far from a shootout. Chargers had 295 total yards, 201 passing, 94 rushing. Justin Herbert was 19 for 29, 210 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. He actually fractured his hand 2 weeks earlier, Week 13, as I mentioned earlier in this podcast. Amari and Hampton was the leading rusher for the Chargers in that game. 15 carries, 61 yards, so just over 4 yards a carry. We don't know if Amari and Hampton is going to play in this game on Sunday night. He got out there and practiced a little bit on Thursday. Sounds like he is limited. He's got an ankle issue, so Will he play? If he plays, how healthy is he? How much will he play? We'll see. In that game against the Chiefs, sub-zero attempts, Rhamondre Stevenson was the Chargers' leading receiver. He had 4 catches for 61 yards. I will note, in fairness to the Chargers, Quentin Johnston did not play in that game against the Chiefs in Week 13. So they have won a game in very, very cold weather. They're capable of it. I don't know if they're capable of having an offensive explosion in a cold weather game. Let's look at the coaching matchup. I think this is intriguing because I think it's so tight. Offensively, I would go with Josh McDaniels over Greg Roman. I think Josh McDaniels is the better offensive coordinator. Defensively, I would go with Jesse Minter over Zach Core. Zach Core obviously was not supposed to be the play caller defensively, but it is what it is. That's what he's doing, and I would certainly take Jesse Minter over Zach Core. Head coach, I'd actually call it a wash. Jim Harbaugh's terrific. He's gone to a Super Bowl, won a national championship. Sketchy details aside, Jim Harbaugh is one of the better coaches in football, and I think Mike Vrabel is one of the better coaches in football. So when you look at it overall with these staffs, again, offensively I go Patriots, defensively I go Chargers, head coach wash. Overall to me, it's pretty much a wash. Third down battle. Keep an eye on third down. The Chargers have the third best third down offense in the league. Now, they don't have these big, huge, explosive plays consistently, but they will chop you down. They'll get 5 to 6 yards, then they'll be dealing with a second and medium, and they'll figure it out to a third and short. Third best third down offense in football. Meanwhile, the Patriots, if they want to extend drives, they've got to get their short yardage rushing going. Evan Lazar noted this week, the Patriots are 28th in the NFL in short yardage rushing. Now, I wonder if Josh McDaniels has been waiting. I've been talking about this since really the bye week. Has Josh McDaniels been waiting? We saw a little bit of Drake Maye, the designed runs against the Buffalo Bills the week after the bye, and it worked. It worked. Drake Maye had 2 rushing touchdowns early in that game. Will we see Drake Maye in the designed quarterback runs more now that we're in the playoffs than we saw during the regular season? I would not be surprised, and that would help the Patriots in short yardage. Chargers, 5-3 on the road. 2 of those 3 losses were actually against East Coast teams. They lost to the Giants, and they got absolutely smoked by the Jaguars. So 2 of the 3 road losses for the Chargers, East Coast. Last time I checked, we're on the East Coast. Patriots, look at the red zone. We've been talking about it all year. 3rd worst red zone defense in football. Now, that's better for this game going in than it's been over the past few weeks when the Patriots were dead last in red zone defense, but their red zone defense has not been good enough. Here's a glimmer of hope, though. The Chargers' red zone offense has been atrocious all year. The Chargers' red zone offense is 29th in the league. So you've got, weakness versus weakness. Chargers' red zone offense is bad. Patriots' red zone defense has been bad. Which one steps up? Which one steps up? That could be the difference in the game. Hunter Henry, he could be an X factor. And, we usually say he's an X factor for this offense, but especially in this matchup. Now, Rhamondre Stevenson for the Chargers, he also could be an X factor. He's got some problem with drops, but I do think he could be a matchup headache for the Patriots. Do you put Craig Woodson on him? What do you do against Rhamondre Stevenson? You can't allow him to get going and give Justin Herbert an easy target to hurt you on Sunday night. So Rhamondre Stevenson for the Chargers, Hunter Henry for the Patriots. When you look at DVOA against tight ends, the Chargers 27th in the league over the final month or so. So they've had some struggles against tight ends, which means Hunter Henry on third down, Hunter Henry in the red zone, Hunter Henry down the seam. This might end up being a game where each side has a tight end make some big plays. All right, so here's my prediction. I broke it down offensively. I broke it down defensively. I just gave you other important aspects of this game. I think this is going to be a tight game. I do not think the Patriots are going to run away with it. I don't think the Chargers will run away with it. This is going to be a tight game. I'm going with the Patriots. Home field advantage. I think their offensive line is better. I think they'll be able to run the football at least a little bit better than the Chargers. So I'm going with the Patriots. A big-time physical matchup. We talked about it on the crossover. The Patriots have to be physical. From the first second to the last second of this game on Sunday night, you've got to be physical against the Chargers because they are going to be physical. They're big, they're violent, they're physical. You've got to match that level. But the Patriots are at home, and I think the crowd is going to be elevated, and I think the Patriots win. I've got Pats 23, Chargers 17. That wraps up this edition of Locked On Patriots. Thank you for making us your first listen and for being an everydayer. Reach out to me on Twitter at NickCRadio. And don't forget to throw a comment in on the YouTube channel. Hit that like button and subscribe. And if you're looking for a gift for someone, make it easy. Check out the Everydayer Club. Ad-free episodes of this show, exclusive Discord, server access, and more. Subscriptions can be gifted through LockedOnPatriots.supercast.com. Have a great day. And don't forget, we're going live on Sunday night. We'll talk to you then. We'll see if they can get it done.